Now, realistically, okay, we have to kind of decide now what we're going to be calling this thing. So when we refer to this, like, we have to say something. Are we just...
I'm going to call it the Grilled Sandwich Atari.
Grilled DBZ.
Anime game.
Are you saying what should we call a set?
Shout out to Blog.
Yeah, like, just like, okay, there's old DBZ, and then there's new DBZ. And there tons...
it's DBZ. It's the only DBZ there is.
But there is old DBZ, though.
No.
It exists. It's right there.
Dude, okay. It's right there. Right
it's
there.
hardly right there.
You've got Old Z, you've got GT, you've got Expanded, you've got Retro, you've got Tough Enough, now you have Panini. So everything could be a clusterfuck of like expanded, nonsensical bullshit where you can separate it into like the 8 different formats it is.
Panini.
It's Panini.
Yeah, alright. Well, no, I'm not calling it Panini.
Panini. Fucking grilled sub sandwich just DBZ.
Just like I named my article, I want my DBZ Panini with extra fanboy. That is what it makes me think of. Just eating...
So PDBZ? Is that what
PDBZ?
PDBZ. No, with too many acronyms going on.
Yeah, it's like you saying multiple letters.
At least
4 letters.
This is going in when we do the credits, by the way. I like this.
4 letters is just too much compared to
PDBZ.
I agree.
25% too much. Greetings, Dragon Ball. No.
No,
not this time.
Greetings, Internet. Didier here, and this is the Greetings, Internet. Didier here. We're gonna do this together.
You want us to say it together? I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that either.
Damn. I tried.
Usa.
The words.
Get it out.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Greetings, Internet. Didier here, and it's about a week after the announcement came out for you know, I was sitting home alone at my house, really doing nothing, and I got a phone call from Garrett from Retro DBZ. He's been kind of advocating Old Z for a while now. I mean, we all know him, right?
Yep, Garrett in the hat. He's still a little taken back, fellas. Give him a break. Like, this is meaning a lot to him. He doesn't have much in his life. Like, his wife, you know, I mean, that's a life, whatever. DBZ is all this little kid has, alright? Between Vegeta and DBZ, you've seen the walls.
For just a simple donation. You can say
you can save one young boy.
So I was really taken aback by when I first heard that the old Dragon Ball Z card game, the card game we all played 10 years ago, is actually being rebooted, brought back by the company that bought out Score Entertainment. They made several changes from the old game to the new game. I haven't really figured out what I want to call the new game yet, but over time, I guess we'll develop that.
Grilled Sandwich America DBZ. Yep. It's a mouthful.
How were your guys' initial reactions? Like when you first heard the news of the new game coming out?
Probably a mix of excitement and dread. Like, I mean,
yes.
we saw Retro happen, and that was both good and bad on parts. And I feel this is probably going to be the same, but I feel more confident about these changes.
They're just kind of completely building the whole game, you know, up from a ground level, really. You know, they changed the deck size cap. So before in the old game, we had, you know, between 50 and 85 cards. They just decided to standardize it across the board and just say everyone's going to be using 60 cards.
I actually like that facet from ReZ. A lot of people hate ReZ. For what it was, I thought it was a good attempt. It wasn't a redo of the Dragon Ball Z card game. It was a little different animal. But I like having to standardize 60 cards. I mean, you see that in Magic, too. Technically, in Magic, there's no maximum cards, but you don't fluctuate more than, like, 2 cards.
You always
Magic
play
deck.
60.
60,
right.
Sometimes maybe 61, 62, but even
with a niche deck.
Yeah. It standardizes a lot of things. It makes you really choose your cards carefully, especially if it's like Old Z, where you have to have 3 of everything for a playset, or you can have 3 of everything. Like, you really need to choose the power cards if you want to play.
Yeah, but now DBZ is a little different from Magic because, you know, in DBZ you're actually attacking your opponent's life deck. So one of the ways you can win the game is by decking your opponent. Unlike well, you can win in Magic by decking your opponent, but that's not how most people do. There are actual decks out there that would play the maximum size or would play somewhere in the middle. This game, they're hard capping you, but I think that, much like in Magic, that's a good thing because it stops you from playing the crappy cards, kind of. Like the cards that the filler cards, the cards that you really don't want to draw, that don't really fully, you know, bring full force your win condition in the way you want to win the game.
No more physical +3, raise your anger 1.
Yeah, although we have been, I've seen a few of those.
Well, I mean, they gotta be there. They gotta
yeah.
make 200 cards somehow.
Right. I mean, they have to create a starting point and, you know, move from there and then build the archetypes around their base line that they lay. And one of the things that came out from them hard capping the deck size. We saw there were a lot of big attacks in Old Z. Dashing Kick did +8, Cross Punch did 10, and then when
Crash was focused for 9.
Prep Crash?
Yeah.
I thought it did 7. Hand Power
Does it
5,
No.
Focus for 9.
Maybe it does 7. All right.
I think it might do 6.
No.
We're not having any incorrect facts in these videos.
It does a lot.
Maybe it does 8.
We're math people,
I think
and
it's a
we
power
like
4. Focus for
doing
8.
math.
Yeah.
So, yes. Okay, what were we talking about?
I'm curious to see how they do the sagas. Score was notorious for doing each separate saga, and I think the card pool at the end was so retardedly large. It was just there was just no way for like a new player to get into the game. I'm curious how they do it now. With this base set is roughly what 150 to 200 cards. They're already having stuff from Saiyan Saga, Trunks Saga, Frieza Saga. So where exactly is it going to go?
Yeah.
Because if they're doing DBZ, straight DBZ, no GT, you're halfway through. What, are they going to have a 2-set game?
No. They're probably just throwing it all in a blender and then, you know, making different flavored milkshakes.
And I don't mind that. I mean, it's fine. I'm just worried about, you know, like the power creep and stuff. We saw Goku, Sun God, you know, Jehovah's Witness, whatever he does. You've seen Frieza. I mean, people who are on 1 million on the level 1. It's
I mean, like,
it's kind of like doing Boo
Sun
in the
God
Saiyan Saga.
Goku should be like an example. Like he should be almost the maximum. Like he should he is a god after all. Like he should represent that level.
But it's
in
like
the
having
game.
Boo in the Saiyan
Exactly.
Saga. Like, you know, what the hell's going to happen?
Yeah.
Well, that you just have to understand that is your power standard. That is your cap. Just like it's widely accepted in Z, at least as far as I consider, that Bojack is the deck. It is the power curve, the power standard, and every deck builds itself around that power standard. So, and then what we need to now understand is that we have a character that's what is he, 100 million, 100 billion?
He's like 1 million on his cap.
1
No,
million?
it's 100 something.
100 million, I think.
Yeah, it definitely is 100.
Really? Oh, I thought it was just 1 million. Maybe
Yeah.
I've been missing a whole fraction.
It's either 100 million or 100 billion.
goes-
And he better
it goes
stay
up
there.
by
And,
0
and-
increment.
and then, in my opinion, nobody should get as strong as him. Like, even if they
Yeah.
do Boo and Kid Boo, they should be weaker than him. Don't change the power chart at all. Just keep it where it is.
Yeah, and that kind of brings us back to this whole idea of the power chart. You know, they did reduce the maximum size of the power chart by 3 brackets. So even though that you know, Super Saiyan God is 100 million gazillion, his maximum damage is being reduced by, you know, a total of 3, and that kind of ties into how, you know, ties into the whole idea of the lessened deck cap and
Balancing the damage.
yeah, balancing the damage curve, exactly. So games aren't gonna be necessarily an hour long anymore, but they're not gonna be 15 minutes either.
So some of the noticeable changes we saw was the card memory. I know there's been discussion about that on like the forums and Facebook. I think it's a great idea because people are talking about, for example, Sun God Goku, but not just him, even regular Goku. His level 1 is an energy. If successful, you put a style drill out. His level 2 does some shenanigans, lowers the level. So it would be easy to combo level 1 with 4 anger, hop an anger, do the level 2, hop back down, put another style drill out. There was an expanded deck with Broly, Broly Black, Broly Saiyan, whatever, with the GT levels, where his 3, 4, and 5 jump levels, and you needed like 1 key push, and it was retarded, because you could level 3, attack. You could gain a level from his power. Level 4, attack. You could gain a level from his power. Level 5, attack. Then, if you had just 2 key pushes,
Yeah.
you
Key
could
push
key
down,
push to 4,
power again,
power to 4,
power,
key push
up-
to 3,
up
power to
again,
3,
power.
jump back up to 4, power to 4. You could essentially lose all 3 powers 3 times in 1 turn, plus 2 key pushes.
Plus
just
the rest
like
of your hand.
just like 20 cards in your discard pile. Yeah, not to mention anything else in your hand. It was a retardedly effective combo, and I'm glad that they're making the card memory thing. You could still combo some stuff because you could still start a level 2 Goku, use his power, D-level, use the drill searcher, whatever. If you have 4 anger, gain a level, hop back up. It doesn't chain in that combat, but it still sets you up to do the same thing next turn. So it still allows potential while not being overtly strong.
It basically, and, you know, and what we're trying to say here is that everything with the power text means it can only be used once per combat. Like, regardless of any leveling, de-leveling, any, you know, I guess maybe cards will allow for powers to be used again. Really, with this whole level hopping idea, it's either not really useful for your deck or just too powerful. Kind of like how non-Tokawaza is, which there's kind of a rumor going around, although I haven't seen or read the rule book yet. So much of this is just like what's been released online, hearsay, and
the rumor is that you have to declare Tokawaza because so far we've never seen a card that says if you declare Tokawaza, which inadvertently would make not declaring a Tokawaza really, really, really strong. Because you can use orange stare downs and black terror, blue terrors, Saiyan Destiny.
Yeah, just play every card.
Just Sun God Goku, just everything attack. So another thing we were looking at was the anger, because with the critical damage thing, and Zach's going to talk about that in a moment, you now have any card has the ability to steal a Dragon Ball, discard an ally, or lower your anger. So if any attack potentially has the ability to lower your anger, we're curious as to what the anger creep is going to be, because when Z first started out, there were 2 decks to play, Dragon Ball or Anger, or a combination of the both. So we're curious if there's a lot more stuff that's anti-anger. Is it going to mean that styles have more anger? We've already seen the Saiyan Mastery. Haven't really seen any Saiyan cards that gain more than 1 anger, if at all. But, you know, is it going to be there? Is there going to be a lot more anger in every style? Because what the themes were was about raising levels, getting stronger. And I know one of the parts that Retro wanted to focus on was letting people use more than just their level 1s, which, for what it was a great tactic for the game and allowed a lot more versatility for people to level.
And it's not just the critical damage, but they kind of given it like a name to everything. Like you said, the Banish. Banish now has a name. It's not just removed from games. It's kind of like Magic. They're giving keywords to everything.
I like that.
And I like, critical damage. Now, it used to be just like when you dealt 5 damage, you captured a Dragon Ball. But now they've given like a name to it. They've given a better purpose to it. It does more than just capture a Dragon Ball. Like you said,
it's going to be a lot easier for new players to pick up the game.
Lower their anger and stuff like that. I didn't see any other. I saw Banish. I saw
Destroy is like discard.
And like hit.
Banish them from the game.
Hit is the other one. It's successful. Yeah.
It makes it a lot easier for
We haven't seen Empower yet. We haven't seen that. But we have seen Endurance. So Endurance is coming back, definitely. And I haven't seen anything past that. Well, I don't know if you guys have read any of the personalities, but they definitely increase in power like severely. Like just for one example would be the Goku 4, which, you know, the old Goku 4 from World Game Saga, the rare, was once per game, life deck or discard pile. And it was and you had to choose. But this one is life deck, discard pile, remove from the game, and it's just a power.
In the card. You can get drills from anywhere.
Pull out your binder, get the drills into play, and then win the game.
It actually is power. I think I read something online. Its power lets you stall the game for 30 seconds and write up a proxy and just throw it in the game. So
any card you want.
Yeah, and you can use it once per turn. So I mean, fucking every turn, store up 5 drills. One thing I noticed too, and I know they keep saying that certain things are subject to change from the demo sets. From the card images, we've seen that there's the Villainous Energy Sphere and Heroic Energy Sphere, and from the images they have, you are numbers, so I think it's safe to assume, at least for the time being, that those are 2 ultra rares. I'm assuming in a set with 200 cards, they're probably going to go around the 4 range, because Z used to do what, 4 ultra rares and 8 ultra rares, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, I think it's safe to assume it's going to be at least 4. I don't think there should be more than 5 or 6, but it's curious because they're heroes only and villains only cards. So say I want to play Vegeta Villain, and I'm lucky enough to get an ultra rare 1 out of 3 boxes, and it happens to be a heroic card. Yeah, I mean, the ultra rares are rare already. You know, if I want to do a hero and I'm lucky to pull an ultra, but it happens to be a villains only ultra, like, I'm kind of just screwed, you know? I can find someone to do a straight up trade with me, but it brings an interesting aspect to the game. They also got to be careful because you can see that being already a money card, you know? Back in old Z, and we don't know what all the new cards are yet, how powerful events will be, but in old Z, spheres were one of the most important cards because up until they came out in Trunks Saga, there were no way to stop or affect events from Saiyan Frieza Saga. And at the time, you know, those were the most powerful cards. Time as a warrior's tool, allies sacrifice, unexpected allies, Super Saiyan effect, battle pausing. And by the time Energy Sphere came out, Saiyan Truce, then you had, Stare Downs weren't out yet, but Confrontation was at the time. So, I mean, Sphere was one of the most important cards, and now you're almost inadvertently making an ultra-rare playset necessity to be competitive. So, you know, I mean, it's good, but it's dangerous. And from what I saw, and I have a question about this, in that one ad I was telling you about, it talks about ultra rares in the one advertisement they post on the retro site. They have a picture of Stare Down and Confrontation. Now, they didn't say URs in the pictures I saw, and I'm curious as to whether they're going to change it up and have the Spheres and the Confrontation Stare Downs. I hope they don't, because I think that's going to be a vicious player base to have 6 ultra rares in your deck to be competitive.
You know, old Z was a money game. We remember we played during, you know, the end of the game, and we didn't have any of the cards. I played Goku Freestyle in my first tournament, and I had no Goku's Power Strikes, no Goku's Space Breaks. I didn't have Champion Drill. I didn't have any
Relentless
go.
Spirits.
I think I might have had one or two Relentless Spirits.
I remember.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah, because I mean the deck wouldn't really work if I didn't have Relentless Spirit. I don't think I had Blinding Strike though.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, so like Old Z was a money game. So and it kind of looks like they are a trading card company. So they make cards for the purpose of them to be worth money.
Yeah,
right?
all card games have their money cards. I mean.
They do, but something like, I see making those kinds of cards, like the Villainous Energy Sphere, the Broken Energy Sphere, making those cards money cards doesn't help the company so much as it helps the secondary market. Because the one guy who gets that is be like, oh, eBay, $100, you know? Like, I don't need this, I want to play a villain, I got a Heroes Only card. You know, that kind of thing is going to be annoying.
Well, I mean, I guess that creates longevity.
From their perspective, you could also say ultra rares are rare, people are going to buy more boxes.
True.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing too, though. Like Old Z, and like like Old Z and like Re-Z, are they going to give? You know, I know as of this time they don't have any OP or tournament structures yet, but it's a possibility for next year. Are they going to do a foil deck for the winner? Because
that'd be pretty sweet.
That would be sweet, and that would also, you know, you win, you get more copies of the good cards, so it kind of facilitates the money factor.
It's a win-win for everyone, really.
It's going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen, don't get me wrong. But I like what they're doing with the promos, because for the promos we've seen so far, besides the Goku Sun God, they did Re-Z promos, which is just an alternate art version of a card that's already in the starter deck. And that I appreciate because it makes a collectible standpoint, but it doesn't make ridiculously hard promos to get a necessity. The Red Overbearing Attack promo from back in the day, which I think you had to get with a Game Boy or be a League or buy something on the PS1, I don't know. Now it's just like, you know, an uncommon. So good cards are available to everybody, but you can still have the collector side of it by getting the promo cards that are different versions but the same
Special
thing.
arts and
Yeah.
stuff like
And the cards look great. I mean, that's why I've always liked doing the whole alt art for promos rather than just really strong cards, which is why I think a lot of people got disappointed with Super Saiyan God. But, I mean, the cards look great. I like the new crisp look to them, and the colors are really bright. Everything seems to just pop on the card, you know? And with the simplified text, I think everything is being streamlined, and I don't think that means simplified in any way. I think it's just going to be easy to pick up, easy to play, and you know, like I've tried to teach so many people to play this game, the old game, and it's just so difficult. And I'm not even just talking about the CRD. Just reading the cards are difficult. Understanding how the cards work together,
especially earlier Sagas, they were just messed.
Yeah.
We're just wondering, what was the one? What does Ally Sacrifice say? Like,
it says destroy one of your
destroy
allies.
Destroy an ally. What the hell is destroy?
But yeah, so I think we're all really excited about the new game. I mean, I know we're already dropping how much on this game.
No, we're not. We're debating whether to drop like $1,000 for some boxes and cases. And
I was trying to get you to admit that to the internet so I could, like, I had video proof of you, like...
We're
kids.
Okay. My initial reaction to the game was, alright, I'm pushing 30 now. I know a lot of the community, while dedicated, is in an age bracket similar to myself. And for what it is, like, I walked away from this game 10 years ago when they stopped producing the cards, and I've kind of moved on. I didn't want to invest the money again. So, you know, it's fun, it's interesting, it's nostalgic. I'll probably buy cards and waste more money than I should, being, you know, a 30-year-old who should be buying a house and a new car and, you know, supporting a family. But I'm going to buy
cards!
I'm going to buy pieces of cardboard that, you know, are going to be worthless in 10 more years, just like they were before.
But our cards are not worthless now. And I'm going to take a different stance than you do because, I mean, I don't have a house. I don't have kids, but however, I am a gamer, and I'm gonna put money into this game because not only do I support the franchise, the Dragon Ball Z franchise, and the Dragon Ball Z card game, but also because I want to play this game. I mean, yeah, it's a money game, and ultimately they're just sucking it out of us, and they're creating this, you know, card game to make money and to get it from me, but.
I mean, if you play card games, you already know this, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And if this brings longevity to the game again, I respect that. It's good. It's something that took me through high school to college, so if they get at least 5 years out of this game, if not more, I mean, bring a whole new facet to it.
It's definitely going to breathe new life into the game, for sure. And, yeah, I think we're all just really excited about it. So.
Greetings!
No.
Greetings? Wow.
Greetings,
Greetings, I was going to say,
Greetings here,
Brian here, and draw.
Greetings, Dragon Balls. This is Ryan Lewis, aka Matthew Ryan, aka I don't give a shit. Call me whatever you want. Don't talk to me. Whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're doing that over. We're doing that over. I don't give a shit.
Fuck you!
Fuck you, internet.
I'm Ryan Lewis, so fuck you.
Yep.
Well, if you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you.